Even as most BJP-ruled states are cracking down on cow slaughter, especially illegal slaughterhouses in Kerala, it's a different story. BJP candidate for the by-polls in Malappuram district was heard promising good quality beef to voters in his constituency if he's elected. He's now been forced to backtrack, but Kerala isn't the only state where the BJP seems to have a different policy vis-a-vis cow slaughter. It's also seen in the northeastern states. So is this a dilemma for the BJP or duplicity on its part?
छत्तीसगढ़ में ऐसी कहाँ बहुत हो रहा है?
नहीं, ऐसा कोई काम
हो रहा है क्या?
नहीं, जानकारी नहीं है।
आज तक पिछले 15 साल में किसी गौ को मारा है?
नहीं, कोई काम की जरूरत
मारेगा उसको लटका देंगे।
ഹലാലായ ഇറച്ചി കൊടുക്കും ഞാൻ ഇവിടെ. എന്താ ഹലാലായ ഇറച്ചി കൊടുക്കാതെ? എല്ലാ മൃഗശാലകളിലും അഹലാലായ ഇറച്ചി കേരളത്തിലെ നിയമത്തിലും ഇന്ത്യയുടെ നിയമത്തിന്റെ പരിധിയിൽ നിന്നുകൊണ്ട് അറവുശാലകൾ നല്ല വൃത്തിയുള്ള നല്ല അറവുശാലകൾ ഇവിടെ ഉണ്ടാക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി എൻ്റെ ഭാഗത്ത് ശ്രമം ഉണ്ടാകും.
Different states, different takes. On one hand is Raman Singh in Chhattisgarh, a man promising to hang all those who slaughter cows. On the other is Kerala's N. Sri Prakash, promising beef to the voters of Malappuram. You would say that there's nothing common between these two men. But here's the catch. Believe it or not, they are both from the Bharatiya Janata Party. A party that has never shied away from its hard stand on cow slaughter.
और विश्वास
सबसे ज्यादा हमारा होगा तो उसमें शर्त नहीं है।
अगर आप या कोई भी व्यक्ति बीफ के मीट के खाए बिना मर रहा है तो पाकिस्तान चले जाइए, अरब चले जाइए, और जगह पे दुनिया के और कोनों में मिलता है। आप जो है वो इंसानी वसूलों को, इंसानी मान्यताओं को मार करके आप इस मुल्क में नहीं रह सकते।
Just a few days ago, the BJP-led Gujarat government passed a bill in assembly ensuring a life term for those held guilty of slaughtering cows. In Uttar Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath government cracked down on illegal abattoirs, taking buffalo meat away from plates. But in Kerala, the BJP has taken a completely contradictory stance. Even though N. Sri Prakash has taken a U-turn, saying he was misquoted. Not only this, Nagaland BJP's chief has promised not to ban beef in the 3 northeastern states going for polls.
The Bharatiya Janata Party has been using this issue to garner votes and only as a vote bank issue, and this exposes the real face of the Bharatiya Janata Party.
The BJP seems to have understood that when it comes to electoral politics, its hard stance on cow slaughter will not help it gain foothold in various states like Kerala, Meghalaya, Nagaland and Mizoram. And this has prompted many to ask that why doesn't the BJP top brass stick to its gun in all states? And who is answerable for this hypocrisy? With camera person Rajiv Srivastava, Brijesh Pandey for India Today.
Joining us on 8 p.m. today is Sanjay Jha, spokesperson for the Congress, Nikita Anand, who is an animal rights activist and also former Miss India Universe. She, in fact, has been working with organizations for cow protection. But the first question goes to Syed Zafar Islam, who is the national spokesperson of the BJP. Is there a single stand that the BJP has on the issue of cow slaughter? Is it okay with you or not, Syed Zafar Islam?
Padmaja, as far as BJP is concerned, we have a very uniform policy that cow slaughter should be banned completely in the entire nation. There is no second thought about it, and I will not shy away from making a very clear statement that we are anti-cow slaughter.
So are you saying if you come to power in the Christian majority states in the Northeast, there will be this policy implemented there?
Let me just complete. Having said that, Padmaja, there are some constraints in some parts of the country. And there are sensitivities allowed. There are sensitivities in those regions. There are some sensitivities in northeastern region and some sensitivities in southern states as well. We will try. We will slowly. Everything cannot happen at one go, but we are trying. And you see that the result is very apparent for all of us to see that cow slaughter has come off significantly what it used to be a couple of years ago. Let me also make it very clear that we will ensure that in some of the regions where the cow slaughter is still happening, there may be constraints, but we will take a view and how to slowly go ahead and convince the people that cow slaughter is associated with the religious sentiments, and this should go and eventually we
Okay,
think
Syed
that
Zafar
we will
Islam, I have to
succeed.
stop you there. So you are saying that in Nagaland, Meghalaya and Mizoram, you will try to slowly implement a policy against cow slaughter.
All I am saying that it's our wish, it is our stated objective that the cow slaughter should stop in the entire nation. Across
Very interesting,
all
because
states.
that runs completely contrary to what your state chiefs have been saying. Even this gentleman, who in fact stirred the entire debate in Kerala, he also was forced to backtrack. But you're saying otherwise. Let me get the opening comments from the other panelists as well.
Let me complete my sentence.
No, I think you have completed your sentence. Let the others also have their say now. Opening comments from Sanjay Jha. So, for what it's worth, Sanjay Jha, at least the BJP is now admitting that they have a uniform policy vis-a-vis the issue.
Well, I'm glad that the BJP spokesperson Padmaja is now categorically stating on the India Today channel that what their leaders said in Kerala to the voters in Kerala and what their people, their big, tall political leaders are saying in the northeastern states is a bluff, is a lie. Because he is categorically stating explicitly that the BJP will try and uniformly attempt to ban cow slaughter even in those states where today they have not imposed any such legislative measure. Now, this is a brazen political hypocrisy. You find that the animal, the cow animal treated as a god by the Hindu religion, and I'm a Hindu, I respect that. But the truth is, how can the party have such a dubious, duplicitous policy? You're saying at one point that cow slaughter is actually going to be resulting in life imprisonment and hanging in Gujarat and Chhattisgarh. At the same time, their leaders in different states like Kerala and Northeast, until Mr. Zafar has contradicted it right now, I don't know who's right and who's wrong, they're saying it is kosher, it is all right. So, you know, I think this is basically telling you that the Bharatiya Janata Party will stoop to the lowest possible denominator for electoral gains. This is a policy of religious polarization meant only to garner votes.
Yes, Syed Zafar Islam, respond to that before I bring in
you will hear a flip-flop. Tomorrow he will deny it.
Yep. Padmaja, Congress spokesperson Mr. Sanjay Jha should know that his party has always played the card of dividing the society. We are not. We are vocal about cow slaughter should be banned. Having said that, there are constraints, there are in some parts of the country, and there are sensitivities associated with those parts of the countries, and we understand that there are constraints. Having said that, as far as wish is concerned of the Bharatiya Janata Party, I said that is a very clear wish that cow slaughter should be banned across the country. In some parts, we are not able to, because we do not have the government. In some parts, there are the sensitivities because the people's behavior and the pattern of food habit is very different than the rest of the country, and we understand those constraints, and within that constraint, whatever best we can come out, keeping our stated objective in mind, that is what we are trying to go.
Well, it seems to be very strange because the local, the regional leaders and the national leadership seems to be playing good cop, bad cop when it comes to this issue. But Nikita Anand, as someone who has worked in the field, is it even possible across the country to have this uniform policy? Because there are food habits, there are the sensitivities, as Syed Zafar Islam puts it, which have to be dealt with, which have to be respected, in fact.
Padmaja, I think it's a very myopic view when we talk about dietary habits, when we talk about sensitivities. I think what we need to understand simply is that this is not a question of religion. It's not even a question of politics. To begin with, it is a question of one, humanity. I'll give you a small example to back this. In certain developed countries, like for example Australia, when an animal is killed, it is put into a numb state first. Do you have any idea what is happening in the country in the name of cow slaughter? Cows, cattle are shoved in trucks. There are numerous, there are countless, they're shoved in trucks, their legs are broken, and they are mercilessly, brutally killed. There are absolutely no laws that are being followed. Now,
but that is the reason why the BJP candidate from Malappuram said he is going to have these sanitized slaughterhouses.
Second, where proper checks are going to be there. There is another point that I have, that it is also again not a question of dietary habits. It's not a question of sensitivities. It is a question also of not enforcing and not in fact encouraging terrorism. I'll tell you how. when there are these certain pockets, where are these certain places where it is allowed. It's not a question of whether you can eat or you can't eat. That is a totally separate issue. What you have to understand is that there is illegal cattle smuggling and trafficking that is happening. So it is not a question of slaughter that is happening and it is confined to that particular place or it is confined to that particular state. That's not the case that is happening. It is illegally being smuggled.
But that, Nikita Anand, is happening. It's the most rampant in the northeast, where the BJP seems to be supporting cow slaughter. Where they're okay with cow slaughter, and it's most rampant in that region.
That's exactly the point. That's exactly the point that I'm making. That's exactly the point that I'm making. If you have a few states in the northeast where this is happening, and
well, Syed Zafar Islam,
people, it's not
once and for all. Let me just read out to you what your party general secretary has said in Meghalaya. Just a second, Nikita. Just a second. You've made your point. Let me just counter what Mr. Syed Zafar Islam is saying.
And ammunition's fake currency.
All right. So the BJP Meghalaya general secretary has said on the 26th of March this year, there are groups with vested interest who are spreading rumors. There is absolutely no intention of the BJP to try and impose a ban on cow slaughter. In Nagaland, your party chief has said, ban on cow slaughter like the one in UP will not take effect in Nagaland if our party comes to power next year. I think that is as clear as they can be. If this is not support for cow slaughter, or at least a tacit support to it continuing the way it was, what is?
Padmaja, as I said earlier, that our intent is very clear, but I said there are constraints in some region and we have to overcome with those constraints.
How are you planning to overcome those constraints? Either you are going to do away with the law or you're going to not, you're going to let it continue.
Padmaja, you know in Uttar Pradesh and rest of the country earlier, the cow slaughter was very easily prevalent and everybody know that the cow slaughter is happening and Congress government was just staring it.
No, I'm sorry. There's a huge difference. There's a huge difference. You can't compare Uttar Pradesh and Meghalaya for the simple reason that there is a law banning cow slaughter already in existence in Uttar Pradesh. It wasn't being enforced.
We are
whereas in Meghalaya, cow slaughter is not illegal.
Wherever we have, this man is lying on your channel. He is openly lying on your channel.
Mr. Sanjay Jha, you have misled the country. No more.
You are a liar. You are lying on this channel.
You are a liar and you have lied with the nation time and again, and that's why you have been sidelined by the people of this country.
If you have no evidence, stop lying.
Stop lying and bluffing the people of this country. Misleading the country. No more you can mislead the country. You have misled enough, and now you have. That's why you have been. That's why you have been completely uprooted in the country.
Don't be so cheap and shameless, BJP.
You are shameless. You are shameless.
Apologize. Apologize for lying.
Mr. Sanjay Jha, when you have no answer,
no, just a second.
The whole of country knows that
what is this lie you're talking about?
For monetary gains, you are
let's not talk over each other and let's not talk about each other's electoral wins or defeats. That's all in the past.
Your party is keeping a blind eye on cow slaughter in the country.
I'm sorry, can you please elaborate on that?
Well, let me tell you, he made a statement here right now on your channel. Please just rewind it and play it back. He says in Uttar Pradesh, the Congress was allowing cow slaughter. I mean, this is brazen shamelessness. I mean, this is blatant what I call as the crude behavior. He has no evidence. He's just making allegations for the heck of it. Listen to me, Zafar Iqbal. Don't raise your voice. Don't raise your voice. You will get a fitting response. You're a liar. Your party is a liar. Your leaders are liars who indulge in post-truth.
Does anybody
you
listen
lie
to
day
you,
in and day out. Stop it. Grow up.
Does anybody listen to you, Mr. Sanjay Jha?
And you must stop. I want to make a larger point when you
the people of country has actually put a full stop to your the
I mean, he's lying to the. He's lying.
Please let's not keep going back to the country has voted you out. It's all in the past, like I said. Syed Zafar Islam, you've got people who are now working on the issue of cow slaughter, or rather against cow slaughter. People like Nikita Anand. Let me get them back again, and they are going to be very difficult to give answers to, because if you have your state leaders saying there is no way we are going to do away with cow slaughter, Nikita Anand is going to ask them, but you said it's an article of faith for you. You've had leaders like Sakshi Maharaj saying that we'd rather die than let a cow be slaughtered anywhere in this country. Nikita Anand, isn't this supposed to be an article of faith for the party?
Absolutely. Padmaja, I just want to show you certain visuals. You know, while we sit here and we debate like uncivilized people, just a couple of photographs. This is a person who was fighting within the legal framework of the law, you know, and this was obviously against cow slaughter. These are photographs, and this is a mutilated hand, by the way, you know, working with the law, within the legal framework, trying to save illegal trafficking and smuggling of cows, which, like I was saying earlier, goes across the border into Bangladesh. And these are photographs. This was found at a cold storage, where there is a law in place. So where there is a law in place, this is actually of Jagdish Cold Storage by Dhyan Foundation volunteers. They work very, very actively. I work very actively with Dhyan Foundation.
Okay.
This is a picture of this cold storage where this is the carcass of a cow that has been found. Now, and obviously claims are made that, you know, it is only buffalo meat. Now, I want to understand, how is something like this happening? Why is it being allowed to happen? And this is when laws are in place. Also, another thing, can you tell me one thing? This is again a photograph of a lady activist from Dhyan Foundation. She's from Bangalore. And do you think she was fighting because it is a dietary preference that she is not allowed? Do you think it is a question of sensitivity? No. It is against the law. And yes, I agree. Dhyan Foundation agrees that yes, there should be a nationwide ban. Simply, again, not a question of religion, not a question of politics.
Okay.
It is simply a question of humanity and not fueling terrorism.
All right. So, Syed Zafar Islam, purely on the issue of humanity, there are people who are working for cows, who are working in the field of cow protection, who are saying that if you really care for the issue, there should be a uniform law across the country. What do you have to answer them? Not politics, but the issue of humanity, they say.
See, we don't want to play politics as far as when it comes to cow slaughter. We are very clear. There is the only one party in this country who actually strongly advocate against the cow slaughter. Tell me any other party, this Mr. Sanjay Jha, who is speaking nonsense on this television channel. Doesn't he know that his own party, the cow slaughter was happening under...
Why don't you come out and say it unequivocally that we want cow slaughter to be banned across the country, sir? You are refusing to say it because you want to get a toehold in the northeast, and you know it's critical.
Padmaja, I said in my opening remarks, as far as BJP is concerned, we are extremely keen that cow slaughter should be banned everywhere across the country. Having said that, I said there are constraints in some parts where we do not rule. Wherever we have the government, we have imposed strict penalties, strict measures we have taken. But those states where we do not have the government, there are some constraints, as I stated earlier, and we will eventually, I said, that is our intent, that cow slaughter should be banned across the country. But unlike Congress party and Mr. Sanjay Jha, who happens to be their spokesperson for ages, and
give me a chance
he knows for sure that his party has.
So let me ask you, in Arunachal, is cow slaughter going to be banned soon?
In the country,
in Arunachal, is cow slaughter going to be banned now?
You're a brazen liar, my friend.
Mr. Sanjay Jha, the whole world knows that you and your party has misled the country time and again.
You're a brazen liar. You want me to tell you that again?
You are a liar of highest order. Your time is up. And that's why you have been uprooted completely in the country.
Again, we are going to go down that same path. Closing comments from you, Sanjay Jha. If nothing else, at least the BJP has unequivocally today said that their intentions are clear. Across the country, no cow slaughter once we are in power. Yes, a departure from what they've been saying earlier, but at least he said it clearly here.
Well, let me tell you, he's a spokesperson exploiting this on the TV channel, but you have yourself exposed today how duplicitous and unreliable this party is. It talks with a forked tongue. Their leaders are talking a different language in Kerala, in Goa, in the northeastern states. What is it telling the people of India? This is a party you cannot trust. And let me tell you the truth, the cow slaughter is a state subject. Why did Mahatma Gandhi, by the way, make a statement that you should not impose cow slaughter on any religion, because that is really the diversity of this country.
Well, yes, it's a state subject, and that is why Mr. Syed Zafar Islam has very clearly said that once we are in government, we are going to try and negotiate with these sensitivities, and ultimately we do want it to be done away with altogether. Quite significant. We are wondering if the entire central leadership is going to back up that claim. For now, completely out of time. So thank you very much, Mr. Syed Zafar Islam, Sanjay Jha and Nikita Anand for joining us on 8 p.m. We'll follow up that story with the central leadership of the BJP as well. Let's see if they will ultimately back up that uniform policy on cow slaughter across India. Out of time. Coming up next, India First.